Hi everyone, welcome back to a new post today, and let's continue from where we stopped with regard to the most important points that you need to keep track for the upcoming UPSC Civil Services Examination Prelim stage 2025. The very first thing that we need to track for July 18th is about the Karnataka Job Bill. Now this bill was brought into the Karnataka Assembly, which mandates 50% of reservation in the managerial positions and 70% of reservations in the non-managerial categories for local candidates in private firms. So in the Article 16 of the Constitution, there is equal opportunities in matters of public employment, but we do not have any provision with regard to reservation in private sector. But this deals with 50% and 70% in the private sector and the establishments. Now it also goes on to define the local candidate in that region, that is a Kannadiga. So it says that the local candidate is anyone who is born in Karnataka and domiciled here for 15 years in the state and who can read and write and speak Kannada. And for those who do not possess a secondary school certificate, the bill calls for a Kannada language proficiency test. And within hours of this development, now the industries and trade bodies were raised alarm, calling that the bill was regressive, short-sighted and unconstitutional. They said that the move was to drive companies away from the state, impacting jobs and also foreign investment. But Karnataka is not the first state, let me tell you, that proposed to have job quotas in the private sector for the locals. The previous bills that were brought out were in Andhra Pradesh, Haryana and Jharkhand, and similar criticisms have been happening even in that states as well. However, they made the residency the sole criterion without the need for language proficiency, yet this ran into legal trouble. Also, local residency or place of residency is one of the provisions where certain states have been given special provisions under Article 371 for respect of to have a reservation for the local residents there in matters of employment, and that is with regard to public employment, and this can be done only with the president, and this is with regard to Telangana and Andhra Pradesh under Article 371. So this is about the Karnataka local reservation bill in private sector. The next most important issue is with regard to scheduled caste list. Now we know that there is the scheduled caste list is dynamic. The castes that are included under the scheduled caste are not fixed, and they can be changed. That means castes can be removed and also included. Also, this list is brought about by the President of India for each space. It is state specific and union territory specific. So recently, inclusion and exclusion in scheduled caste list are only possible through the law made by the Parliament, and this is clearly said in Article 341 Clause 2. And neither the president or the centre can make changes, and this was said by the Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court held that the states cannot tinker with the scheduled caste list notified under Article 341 of the Constitution. Then the judgment came in a challenge by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar Vichar Manch partner on July 1st 2015 notification issued by the Bihar government on the basis of the recommendation of the State Backward Classes Commission to merge the extremely backward classes of Tanti Tantwa with the scheduled caste of Pan Savasi. So in the scheduled caste list, now the merger will enable the Tanti Tantwa to claim the benefits of the scheduled caste of Pan Savasi. Now Justice Nath, who authored the judgment, pronounced the 2015 resolution of the Bihar government patently illegal and also erroneous, and the state government had no competence or authority or power to tinker with the list of the scheduled caste published under Article 341 of the Constitution. Now Clause 1 says that Clause 1 of 341 clearly says President, after consultation with the state governor, may by public notification specify the caste, races, parts of groups within the caste, races or tribes which shall for the purpose of this constitution be deemed as scheduled caste in relation for the state and the union territory. And Clause 2 says that any amendment or alteration or variation of the president's list under Article 341 shall be made by parliamentary law alone and not by notification. This means that neither the central government nor the president can make any amendments or changes via notification, and only this can be done by a parliamentary law. So Clause 1 clearly specifies the states in relation to the states or union territories, and this was said by the Supreme Court. So therefore, the states cannot amend or change any of the castes with regard to the scheduled caste list, and this even applies to the scheduled tribe list as well, which is given by the president under Article 342. The definitions of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe are given in Article 366, Clause 25 and Clause 26. And the next most important issue is about the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity prosperity. Now, this is an economic initiative, number 1, launched by the US, number 2, in 2022, number 3, and India is to sign a clean economy and a fair economy agreement with the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. The framework launched with 14 participating founding member nations in the Indo-Pacific region, with an open invitation for other countries to join. Now, the IPEF has 14 participating member countries representing 40% of the world's GDP. 7 members of the IPEF are ASEAN members, and the 14 and the most recent entry into the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework has been Fiji, which has been welcomed in May 2023, the first Pacific island to join. So, and the other countries are, the 4 largest are India, Japan, South Korea, United States. The countries of Oceania are Australia, Fiji, and New Zealand. And ASEAN countries are Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. The next most important issue is about FAME. Now, faster adoption for manufacturing of hybrid vehicles, or FAME India scheme. Phase 2 is now being implemented by the Ministry of Heavy Industries for a period of 5 years, commencing from April 2019, with a total budgetary support of 10,000 crore. Now, this phase is going to focus mainly on supporting the electrification of public and shared transportation, and aims to support, through demand incentives, 7,090 e-buses and 5 lakh e-3-wheelers as well, and 55,000 4 e-wheeler passenger cars and 10 lakh e-2-wheelers. In addition, creation of charging infrastructure is also supported under the scheme. Let me tell you that FAME, or faster adoption of manufacturing to electric vehicle scheme, was launched in 2015 under the National Electric Mobility Mission to encourage electric and hybrid vehicles purchase by providing financial support. Its first phase ran for 4 years until 2019, that is from 2015 to 2019. The second phase is a 3-year subsidy program. It aims at supporting electrification of public and shared transportation, as I said, and as of July 2022, a total of 532 charging stations have been installed in the country under FAME India. And the second last issue is about the agreement on curbing overcapacity fishing. Now, this is a WTO agreement. So, in June 2022, world governments adopted the agreement on fishing of subsidies at WTO 12th Ministerial Conference. The treaty prohibits subsidies in specific situations where they are most unequivocally dangerous for the sustainable fishing. Today, WTO members are looking at strengthening the historic agreement with the new broader rules on subsidies that contribute to overfishing and overcapacity more generally. These disciplines aim to ensure that the financial support provided by the governments in the form of subsidies to the fishing sector do not lead to excessive fishing exploitation and also pressure and on the poor countries. As such, they have the potential to make essential contribution to the protection of marine resources, as well as the livelihood and food security and development prospects of population who depend on the healthy fish stocks. And the last one for today is about the village of Batir. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now it is located in Palestinian's West Bank, and it was the news because it is being damaged by the Israel-Palestinian war. So the site is just about few kilometers southwest of Jerusalem in the Central Highlands between Nablus and Hebron, and the Batir hillscape is very special for its stone terraces that were used for olive vines, and it comprises a series of farmed valleys known as Vidian. So it's called as Vidian, these stone terraces with characteristics of stone terraces, some of which are irrigated to market garden production, while others are dry and planted with grapevines and olive trees. Now, the development of terrace farming in such mountainous region is supported by a network of irrigation channels fed by underground sources. A traditional system of distribution is then used to water the collected system through this network between the families from the nearby village of Batir. And Batir is being destroyed because of the Israel and the Palestinian conflict. So this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are 3 more heritage sites in West Bank, and just try to find out which are they. So these were the important issues I thought I should share for you for July 18th with regard to your preliminary examination for 2025. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video, and I shall see you tomorrow for July 19th. Until then, it's happy learning.